close to making that next step, getting ready to go into the professional ranks.
Absolutely.
Tail of the tape for this featherweight bout up on the screen now. Both fighters have made weight. 32-year-old Vasquez taking on the 25-year-old James. James is also going to enjoy a little bit of a reach advantage, 4-inch in the reach there. The 6'1" fighter takes on the 5'7" Vasquez. Particulars out of the way. Let's go to Wayne for our official introduction.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest, brought to you by DeNunaLawFirm.com, is scheduled for 3 rounds in the Fury Amateur Series featherweight division, and it is your co-main event of the evening. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner, representing Team Pineda. This mixed martial artist stands 5 feet 7 inches tall, and he weighed in officially at 144.6 pounds. Fighting out of Edinburgh, Texas, today he looks for his 3rd amateur victory. Here is the Candyman, Isaac Vasquez. And introducing his opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red corner, representing Next Level Training Center and MMA, this freestyle fighter stands 6 feet 1 inch tall, and he too weighed in officially at 144.6 pounds. Fighting out of Houston, Texas, by way of Long Island, New York, his amateur record stands at 5 wins, only 2 losses. Here is Brian Hitman James. Your referee in charge of the action, Professor Joe Solis.
All right, Professor Joe Solis in charge here of the co-main event. Both fighters ready, fight is underway. Brian James in the red, Isaac Vasquez in the blue gloves.
I mean, oddly enough, with James's very long just frame and skeleton, we've actually not seen him strike that much. He almost always ends up in the clinch or on the ground, sometimes by his own doing, but mostly from his opponents.
James already going airborne here in this first round, looking for a jump knee. Vasquez quickly taking advantage of a takedown opportunity here.
Yeah, we've seen Vasquez go the distance many times. He can keep a pace on him. He'll mix it up. And, you know, James being 6'1" and a southpaw at featherweight, that's, you know, 2 pretty tricky attributes. So it's no wonder, it's no surprise, actually, why guys do look to clinch up with him quite a bit. And in doing that, Brian James has an insane amount of time in this exact position, in the over-under, on the cage. I don't think it's a position he particularly likes to or wants to fight in, but he finds himself there all the time. And he actually does pretty well from here. One thing we've seen him add in his past fights are strong takedowns. Did a good job there, using his double overhooks to kind of lift the hands of Vasquez up high. Then he pummeled that left side under. He's in on a bit of a Kimura grip. Vasquez trying to use it to duck under. I mean, you see the
big takedown there for Vasquez.
And James did the right thing. He pummeled that arm under, but Vasquez's hands just were a little too low. You saw his forearms kind of clipped on the hips of James, which allow him to get that lift and takedown. And it's interesting, in Brian James's losses, they both came from on the ground. You know, he fought Arande, who's a beast, and got armbarred. Then he fought Josh Thomas, who is also a wrestling beast. But oddly enough, in James's last fight, he won with wrestling and a submission. As you see him going for a triangle now, Vasquez hip to it, slides his head out. And then in, I think, James's first 3 fights, he had some decisions where there was a lot of cage grappling. So he's both shown success and sometimes losses on the ground, but he is a good grappler. So Vasquez went for that little chin strap, maybe threatening a guillotine. And James looked to go to his back so he can build his base. You see him hand fighting, both hands on the one arm. Oh man, Vasquez in deep on a rear naked.
Yeah, just under 10 seconds left here in the first round.
Likes to deep on a back take. Not enough time, though. Good round. Very, very grappling and wrestling heavy. Again, both guys are no strangers to this environment, this actual like battlefield, this location in the cage. Both guys have done a lot of grappling. You know, in their combined 15 fights, which for amateurs is a lot.
That is a lot of amateur fights. Replays from that first round up on the screen now.
Yeah, it was really the single leg that allowed that eventual duck under from Vasquez. Man, James is also kind of a hard guy to score on. He doesn't really ever get outstruck. He doesn't spend too much time like in bad spots, especially when he's grappling on the cage. I think the back take was pretty definitive for Vasquez though in this first round.
All right, fight fans, be sure head over to the Fury FC Instagram page. If you're not already following, go ahead and give that page a follow. I've just been given word that they're going to be giving away a pair of tickets to our sold-out show at Fury FC 89. So head over to the Instagram, give that a follow, enter to win a pair of tickets. Action well underway here in the second round of this fight.
Someone lost a mouth guard. Oh man, James is finding a lot of, oh, big left hand there. Drops him.
Oh, trying to set up this choke here.
He's got a darce. He's got a darce, does Brian James. He's got the long arms for him too. These can be tricky when the knee shield is in play, and it is. Notice Vasquez can use that left knee as just a hard wedge. Mouth guard's back in. Oh, it's James's mouth guard. That's so funny. Man, James has thrown a lot of knees in his fights, but he's never really had too much success with them. But man, he found 2 knees right to the chin of Vasquez. And then it was really the left hand that sat him down. That's some of the best striking we've seen from James in this cage, which is putting him just right in the middle of this fight. Still a lot of time to work in round 2, but he's got top position. He's got a knockdown. He's got to watch out for the arm bar. And like, losing a fight is never good, but in his submission loss to Aranda, you can't like look at his record and think he's susceptible. Aranda is a very high-level black belt. He did that to win the belt right after. Good get up there from Vasquez. I'd like to see James go back to that boxing. It was a good straight left. There it was again,
another
and drops
left
him
hand,
again.
yes, sir. That's just as you were talking about it, Alex.
And Vasquez will tangle with him. He'll stand there and trade. You see James kind of in on a guillotine, but in doing that gave his base up. Oh man, is he gonna get maybe mounted? No, he did a good job pulling that right knee line in. It's in a little bit of a butterfly half guard hybrid, but going to close guard. He did shoot that triangle early, but I'll tell you, the sweatier these guys get, the harder those submissions are to lock up. Kind of going for an arm bar is James, but loses the elbow line. Exposes his back a bit, but notice James being active with his ground and pound. Man, for Vasquez to win this round, he's going to have to, 1, stay on top, and 2, really start to do some damage, or genuinely threaten a sub, because he did get knocked down. He's in a great position, and he's scoring well, but coming back from a knockdown is very, very hard to do on the scorecards.
Yeah, knockdown effectively, making it a 10-9 round off the jump, depending on how much worse the damage gets.
Yeah, and then to drop him again, but Vasquez, being the vet he is, got dropped into a single leg and was able to get on top for it. As he advances beyond the guard, he's in on a front headlock, already sprawling. Darce choke attempt here from Vasquez. Japanese necktie, I should say, trying to flatten him.
10 seconds
He's
left.
got the Darce locked. Again, not enough time. That's deep though. Man, honestly, a tougher round to score. I still think James gets it because of those 2 straight left hands that put Vasquez down. And if that's the case, it's more than likely 1-1 going into round 3. And this is why they put this fight as the co-main.
Absolutely.
That was a big left knee. He actually hits another knee in the round. And that was a good left hand. That was the second knee. And there was the left hand that dropped him. Perhaps an accumulation of damage there, but Vasquez did a great job not only mitigating the actual damage, but finding a way to wrestle. That was another good left hand. But on that left hand where he got dropped, he actually got dropped into a single leg and was able to get top control time. So he truly made the most out of getting put down with a punch. Passes and threatens a Darce choke. I mean, that round was closer than it really needed to be because of the will to win here from Vasquez. Yeah. I think Vasquez knows where he needs to take this fight to try to win it. James has had a lot of success on the feet. Vasquez has had success on the ground. He's got a good swell over that right eye. Good for Vasquez. The ref said, hey, can you say this? I said, yes, I can.
Yes, I can.
Didn't even need to bring the doctor in.
Third and final round.
What a great fight. I think both guys, oh, big left uppercut there from James. Oh, big right hand there from Vasquez. I think both guys are almost on the cusp of going pro. I mean, this is a very valuable fight for both of them. Oh, man, big combo there, 4-piece from James. James' body language looking tired, but he's still throwing very hard.
Vasquez in on a shot, trying to work his way into a takedown.
Vasquez does a good job of really collecting the leg and then breaking down the hips. He'll finish this takedown.
Yep.
James in on a potential guillotine, but man, they're so slick right now. I know I talk about it a lot, but it feels so different. It really does. I've had, what, 50 fights. I'm still not really that used to it.
Yeah, the difference between the grappling exchanges early on in a fight till late in the fight are dramatic. You see, obviously they're fresh. The most they're going to have is maybe a little warm-up sweat going on, but they're pretty fresh. Everything's real friction. There's a lot. It's sticky almost as you get grappling. That skin starts to touch and starts to rub against each other like an Indian burn or whatever. You know, you used to get a little Chinese torture on your arm.
It's Vasquez. He's got that left arm locked almost. He doesn't quite have his bicep, and there it is. Oh, man.
Similar position as the end of the last round.
This is irony, too, because James himself is a Darce choker. This is good. This is a good attempt. This is a good attempt. Oh, man. James did a good job pushing the elbow. That's what you got to do. You got to attack the lock.
Yeah, slippery as they may be, Vasquez in on a tight choke attempt.
He gives a thumbs up. You got to push on the elbow of the supporting arm as Vasquez looks just to kind of control top position. Notice how Vasquez is sitting on the left leg of James, trying to keep his hip locked out.
James' mouthpiece is out again.
What a fight from these guys. Good hand fight there from Brian James as he gets to his feet. Makes Vasquez in on a reshot. This is, I think this fight, this round will be won or lost in this exchange. If James can break away and keep himself in this fight, and Vasquez can get him down, I think he can secure this round.
Just about 30 seconds left.
This is a big moment. A guillotine attempt there from James as Vasquez is in on the shot. Vasquez got his hands together. He's got to cut an angle, and he gets it. James got to go for broke and try to stand up right here.
10 seconds left in the match here.
Naked choke attempt here.
As Vasquez, makes his way to the back here.
Man, what a fight, both guys. In it till the end, crazy. Good scrap from those guys. All right, so.
How do you see in this one?
Man, so round two, I think goes to Brian James, and that's certain, because he just dropped him twice. You can't not take the round.
Absolutely, yeah.
Man, I'll be honest, I think rounds 1 and 3 may go to Vasquez for the top control time and the submission threats, and he was pretty active with the ground and pound. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a 29-28 across the board, but if it's split, don't be surprised, because James was about doing damage for every moment of the fight. How do you score this one, Cody?
I'm going to say that it's probably going to be a split decision. We've seen this kind of trend on these closer fights like this. We have one round that's pretty much in question once more. I think it's been a trend of the grappling exchanges. The control has been appreciated a little bit more as the afternoon has unfolded here. So I'm thinking it may be a Vasquez. But again, this is why I'm over here calling the action and not judging the action.
It's a great fight.
Yeah, absolutely. Brian James, always an entertaining guy no matter what.
And regardless of the outcome for both of them, this is such a great experience for growth. And it's just going to make them that much better pros.
Looks like we finally have our decision. Wayne Leggett making his way into the cage now. He will be delivering it to us. Again, like I said, you never know what could happen when it goes to the judges' scorecards. We'll see what that decision is now.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of combat, we go to the judges' scorecards for your decision. Brought to you by TanunaLawFirm.com. All 3 judges score the fight 29-28, okay, declaring your winner by unanimous decision, Isaac Candyman Vasquez.
Isaac Vasquez picking up the unanimous decision victory there, Alex.
Yeah, and oddly enough, that's some of the best Brian James has ever looked. So I know no one's cool losing, but James, what it's worth, round 2, man, you found your hands, you found your range, you look great. Can't wait to watch you fight. And man, props to Isaac Vasquez taking out a prospect. Isaac even at that record to 4-4. The experienced amateur reign continues of Isaac Vasquez. Never taken easy fights ever.
Yeah, big congratulations to him and his team getting the job done here in Houston. Fury Amateur Series 52.